Consider supporting Dan the Fireman on Patreon for just $1 a month. More information and link below.
What is up, everybody? Dan the Fireman here. I do not have my GoPro. I accidentally left it at home, which sucks because I'm going to be doing some motorcycle camping right now. I am on Mount Lemmon. I got my phone right here. And so all you guys are going to see this. You're not going to see my beautiful helmet and everything. But I'm going to be talking to you about some tips for motorcycle riding in the mountains. Now, I'm only doing one hand. I should probably be doing this. And I'm going to be talking to you about some of them. Some of these are very important to be very safe. And I just want you guys to be safe because I want to start doing some of these mountain rides. So if you want to get some heads up information on that, please click subscribe. Right next to it is the notification bell button. That way you're notified every single time I post a video. And then maybe we can set up some of these mountain rides right here. This is Mount Lemmon. This is very beautiful. It's about 30 degrees cooler up on the top than it is in Tucson. And I am excited to go camping up there overnight and then do some camping stuff. So anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the motorcycle riding in the mountains. Like, what do you have to do? First of all, you got to maintain your lane, okay? It's pretty hard, especially with these canted turns and these big turns right here, is that if you go a little too hard, you go a little too fast, you could go into the other lane or you could go into the guardrail. On this right-hand turn, I'm doing a lot of counter steering and I'm actually slowing down just so I know that I can make this turn. It's very important to not overdo it. This freaking phone keeps all my information on there. Anyways, so the left-hand turn, you can overdo it if you go too fast and go into an oncoming traffic on a blind turn. That is very dangerous. So you really need to maintain your lane. Now, I'm talking about the whole thing. You know, there's lane 1, 2, and 3 within your single lane. I am using the whole thing right here. I'm slowing down actually on both of them, using a lot of my rear brake going uphill, and I'll be talking about that very soon. But I am making sure I am going nice and easy. I am not here racing. Do not come up to a mountain that you've never rode before and try to race up and down it. You have no clue. I've done this many times, and even then I still don't like to go crazy fast on this mountain. I'm up here to go camping, and that's what you kind of need to do when you go up on a mountain. Just relax, enjoy the views, enjoy the nice twisties, and you have to realize these roads are not the greatest. They get a lot of different things. You know, I'm jumping into the next tip. Let's go ahead and do the next tip. And well, first of all, let's talk about parking facing up. Now, this is pretty simple. There's gonna be a rest stop up ahead, and I love to stay and look at all those things, and like especially the view. It's really hard to see because I'm looking at the mountain right now. But make sure you park facing up, because if you park facing down, now the bike's gonna want to go with gravity, so it's either gonna go backwards or forwards, sideways, or you know, whatever, tip over. You really want to park facing up because your kickstand is designed to prevent your bike. Let's go ahead and turn in here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Oh, so your bike is designed to, you know, your kickstand is designed to stop your bike from rolling backwards. So if I park straight down like this, there's a chance that it could kick out and the bike will just go. Well, it wouldn't probably go, it'd probably just fall over. So right here, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do it. This is on a hill. This is Mount Lemmon. This is one of the first rest stops. Not rest stops, but one of the first vistas. So I'm currently uphill, and I'm putting the kickstand down. You see how like I'm gonna let go of the brake. It's wanting me to go backwards. Okay, so I put the kickstand down, and a lot of kickstands are designed to have a catch. There's a catch right here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me get close. There's a catch right here. So it's designed to, when it's being pulled back, that it won't fall backwards. All right, so let's keep going. So make sure you park that way, because that would suck to lose your bike or damage your bike while you're on top of a hill, especially, or on a mountain, especially if there's loss of reception. That's gonna be a big issue trying to get some help. All right, so sudden wind gusts. Now I always check the weather, and that's gonna be one of the tips up here coming up pretty soon, is that I always check the weather, make sure it's not going to be any crazy wind. It's not even cloudy out, it's sunny, no clouds whatsoever, so I'm not too worried about rain and all that. But when you pass, if it is a little bit windy, if there's a little bit of wind, right now this right here could be blocking the wind coming down at me. The wind could be going right over me. But the moment I hit one of these little ravines right here, I could be going normal, boom, all this wind just hits me and it kind of pushes me a little bit. So you really want to maintain a good position in your lane, just in case something like that happens. So like right now, a lot of wind could come down and hit me, or right here, this is blocking the wind, a lot of wind could hit me. So you really want to maintain your position in your lane that's in a good position. If you don't want to be like way over here onto the left, and then have this wind right here knock me, and it knocks me into the next lane, and vice versa. You don't want to be on position 3 right here, and then all of a sudden the wind hits me and knocks me into the guardrail. So always be aware of that, especially if it's really windy. All right, so braking now. This is something that I was just briefly mentioned up here as I was using a lot of the rear brake, and it's because I'm going up the mountain. Now that makes a little weird. There's not a lot of sense in that, but if you really think about it, you are putting a lot of the weight on your rear tire when you're going up a hill. It's gravity, you know, you put a lot of weight on the rear tire, especially with a lot of the camping gear. You can't see because I don't have this, it sucks. But I have a lot of camping gear. My saddlebags are all taken up. I got my tank bag right here, and I got a big backpack on. So I have a lot of weight on the rear tire, so that's where it's gonna have a lot of tire traction. So I'm using a lot more rear brake going up the mountain than I am using the front brake. Now the front brake has a lot, see, that was a weird turn. I was barely going any distance and trying to maintain my lane. The front brake has a lot of braking power, but your front tire doesn't have as much contact, like, you know, weight on the front tire when you're going uphill. So you can actually cause yourself to crash if you apply too much front brake going up a mountain. And it works the other way around. So when you're going downhill, you need to apply probably just, I would say, the same amount like you would normally do on a road, like a flat road. I would use a lot of front brake, and then I'd use some of the rear brake. Because if you use too much rear brake going down a hill, you are going to slide that rear tire, because there's not going to be that much weight, especially on that rear tire, because you are putting a ton of the weight on the front tire. And these turns are amazing. So sometimes you really have to watch the canter of the turn, and you have to watch which way you're going. You really use the whole lane. This is what I love about mountain riding. It's always about being safe. I'm not even speeding, and I would love to take some of you guys up here. All right, so the next one is you need to check the weather. Now, I checked the weather before I came up here. Now, this really goes into motorcycle camping. You really want to check the weather, but I checked the weather before I went to the ride. Let's say I went to Phoenix and I wanted to go ride some of those mountains up there. It's like, well, I'm going to check the weather and make sure. And, you know, you never know, because like I mentioned a little bit earlier, is that it's 30 degrees cooler than it is down here in Tucson. So right now it's actually starting to feel cooler. It was 100 degrees in Tucson. I was sweating my ass off. And now I think it's about 88 degrees right now. It is getting cooler and cooler and cooler. So always double check and make sure. Oh, those cars, it smells like something's burning over there. Hopefully it's not my bike. Anyways, you got to double check the weather, and you got to dress accordingly, because you know you could have like super hot weather down at the bottom, but then you could be freezing cold up top. So always bring like an extra pair, like not clothes, but maybe bring like extra clothes. Like if it's too hot, make sure you bring like a long sleeve that you can put underneath your jacket or something like that, or make sure you wear pants, obviously. Also, you got to take into account that it could rain up there. There's different weather and different climates when it comes to mountains. So I am actually very prepared, because I actually have all my tent and camp stuff. So just in case something happens, I can always put up the hammock and all that, and kind of wait it out. But you have to kind of watch out for ice and rocks and debris and all that stuff. I think we're going on number 6. Let's do number 6. You got to watch out for ice, rocks, and debris. So a lot of road hazards when it comes to mountains over here. I just saw a sign that says watch for rocks, but definitely in the wintertime, you can get some black ice, you can get some snow up here, you can get during the monsoon season, you can get some rain. And since it gets a lot colder up top, you can get some hail. But you really got to watch out for rock slides, not flash floods, because flash floods are mostly in the washes down in the desert, but you can get quite a bit of rock on the road. And that is why I do not recommend riding crazy on a mountain, especially the first time going up the mountain. You need to get some experience under your belt when it comes to that kind of stuff. See, right here we actually have a rock slide, and they are letting us know, but it could happen at any point when you're riding up the mountain, and you got to be a little aware of that. Just be careful, guys. I really want you to be careful when it comes to riding up there and riding up a mountain. It can be it's amazing views. It's awesome if you're safe about it. You can go crazy on the way down, you can go crazy on the way up, but you know what, at the end of the day, if you crash up here, you have to realize you are pretty far away from medical services. It's not like you're in town where you have a bunch of people calling it in, and you know you're about 2 minutes away from a fire station. No, you're about 30 minutes away from any type of help, not to mention that you might not have reception up here, and you're going to be in a crap ton of bad luck. But I would love to start taking some of you guys up this mountain. So if you guys are local to Tucson, or even in Phoenix or anywhere, I'm going to start doing some monthly rides up here, especially in the summertime, because it's really hot down in Tucson and it's really nice up here. It's great, beautiful views. I'm going to be posting more of these things. I'm going to have a nice camping series coming up right now because I got all this camping stuff. I'm going to be talking about it. So if you like this, like I said, please subscribe, and I would love to take some of you guys, beginners or otherwise, up this mountain. It's a beautiful mountain, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. So with that said, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys later.